McClatchy, DC.com. It says bin Laden's death photos might not see the light of day, and the article reads, skeptical-sounding federal judges on Thursday considered whether the public can see pictures of terror mastermind Osama bin Laden taken after he had been shot dead by U.S. Navy SEALs in a raid on his hideout 2 years ago. There are 52 pictures that they are withholding from the public, and according to Judge Merrick Garland, they're telling us, referring to the federal government, it's a risk that Americans will die if we release these documents. And he says, when the government tells us this is likely to lead to death, shouldn't we defer to that even more than when they say it will result in the release of secret information? So this judge believes the nonsense that the CIA officials are telling him, that, you know, if these photos come out, all hell will break loose. You know, quite possibly, maybe that's true. But another reason why they might not want to release the films is because the American people will start asking questions. They'll start seeing that, oh, you know, you said that he was shot to death, and we don't see a bullet here, we don't see a bullet here, and it will poke holes in their argument. You know, they might, you know, the American people are going to start asking questions. Madeleine Albright, the former Secretary of State as well, has stated that Osama bin Laden had been dead for years. So that would obviously contradict their story as well. And the White House hasn't been too forthcoming also on other issues. Remember, the White House released photos that showed President Obama and Hillary Clinton watching the raid. They said that's what they looked like when the raid was going on. They then later said that that was not a picture of them viewing the raid. So, you know, we can't really trust White House officials, but there you go. You've got a federal judge saying that they don't want to release the Osama bin Laden photos. And I'll lead you to come to your own conclusions on that. It seems more people have died in Chicago in 2012 than died in Afghanistan, according to FoxNews.com. There were 405 coalition deaths in Afghanistan in 2012. 310 of those 405 were Americans. But in Chicago, one of the bastions for gun control, there were 532 homicides in 2012. Just further proof that gun control does not work. And in nearby Aurora, Illinois, the second largest city in Illinois, there was very little deaths in 2012, and they have very lax gun laws. So when will these individuals realize that gun control doesn't work? If you want to reduce gun violence, end the drug war, Barack Obama, and you will watch, in my opinion, violent firearm rates drop by at least a third. And another thing you can do is don't have gun-free zones as well. Speaking of gun violence, it seems that, again, sadly, Chicago rung in the new year 2013 with more violence. Headline reads, it's on VladTV.com, still suffering 22 murders in 11 days in Chicago, 2 teens dead. I wonder what Piers Morgan would say if an assault weapon killed 22 individuals. But yet in this place, Chicago, you know, this happens all the time, and you hear nothing from Mayor Michael Bloomberg. We're now going to go to some pretty powerful video.
We have learned about at least 5 different shootings since Friday afternoon, and at least 6 teens have been shot. 2 of them have died. We're just 12 days into 2013, and there's now a total of 22 homicides. Later on today, Reverend Jesse Jackson and Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy will join together for a roundtable to discuss this gang violence in Chicago.
These individuals are truly amazing. They're going to have a roundtable discussion. End the drug war, guys. There you go. Crime will drop by a third, minimal, in my opinion. There's no need for a roundtable discussion. All you have to do is arm the people, end the drug war. But your beloved Barack Obama doesn't want to do that. And actually, the police chief of Chicago, Gary McCarthy, I believe his name was, he was the police chief of Newark, New Jersey. And Newark, New Jersey, sadly, was crime-ridden as well. So I don't know what he's going to do to improve the situation in Chicago.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.